it missed a piece of the beginning and a piece of the end. One is to say that our Ecovillage is a 25-acre regenerative living demonstration site and education center, and we're here on Vancouver Island. And at the end, I was saying Haichka, which is thank you in Hulkaminam. The Hulkaminam speaking peoples is the land which we are visiting on, is traditional unceded and stolen territories of. So we have a long and deep relationship with place being the time immemorial placeholders of here also teach with us, the elders of the Cowits and the Malahat and the Sook nations. And so it gives you a bit of a rounding of either edge of that slide deck that fell off there. I apologize. I didn't realize it didn't record, but it's so great to be with you. I'm glad our internet is working. We're in the middle of, we're considered in a state of emergency in British Columbia for the climate emergency that has triple hit us.
Wow. Well, I mean, just to honor that you've made it here, Brandy, I think I'd love to just open up a discussion. And there's already a great question from Piedad. You want to erase those words, work and job. So propose us new words. What can we use instead of those words?
Live and play. And that's, I think, for all age of learners. We're really teasing out with restorative justice and the way of the peacemaker now, which is actually also an Indigenous prophecy, the idea of bringing back that it's just us that really is going to make the difference. And so learning that from the earliest age and learning is such an importance for even our babies on site, that we can all be brought up in that idea of not having to consider work our goal or our job, the major point in life.
Yeah, I love just imagining the high schoolers going through, if it's not legal now, we'll make it legal. Like just that age of like wanting to break the norm and say that, you know, like we don't have to be how we're told we have to be. That's really cool that you enliven that in them.
If you know one of our taglines from here and our legal and regulatory work, use this quote, it goes far. No is just an uneducated yes. And so there's no one better than high schoolers to take that one for a run. But we have this conversation in teams with government all the time, that every time we hear no, it's not really the barrier we think it is. We just have to find a living example on the planet, because somewhere there's examples of what are in eco-villages on the planet already. They're just not always necessarily in one place.
Yeah, brilliant. I think there was so much information. I feel the energy of people are still digesting all of that you've given there. So I'll still just pause there and allow anyone to just reflect on what you've heard and bring question or reflection or comment. Once Brandy's here, I think it's a great opportunity to engage.
Eva, I'll jump on answering your question about working with children and the approach to climate crisis, which is obviously very real here right now. And we're in mass evacuation. So as children are on site or we're in the classroom with them and this conversation begins, you couldn't see the slide well enough, but the Hero's Journey restorying project called Awaken the Dragon is a fun and could go anywhere in the world. But imagine, because we do a lot of cob work, that there's a hand sculpted massive 40-foot dragon at the top of the entrance of our driveway. And it pops up all over the land, through the gardens, splashed up on buildings. It's mosaicked, it's painted, it's sculpted, there's woodwork of dragons, but the dragon shows up, and it's meant to speak to this idea that we restory the big bad dragon, the bad thing out there that's going to get us, or blame the dragon. There's so much time spent with what is wrong. And if it's not the dragon, it's the president or our parents but to take back and reclaim that idea of the other and actually awaken the dragon inside of us. And for the hero's journey for kids, we actually have a trail that they can follow and go through climate change adaptation educational kiosks on site and geocache it, because that's fun now if we're going to finally give in to technology, which was a big challenge for us to actually want to go there. But sure enough, geocaching can be fun. But that idea to kind of gamify it, but actually restory it is a big hope and a promise, I think, for our next generation activists that are going to see themselves as powerful and heroic for just seeing this as a way of life to be lived differently.